CityCast Pittsburgh is supported today by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pittsburghers love this place, and I've actually never been, so it's definitely on my list to check out. There's history, there's artifacts like Michael Jackson's Thriller jacket, handwritten lyrics from the Beatles, Taylor Swift's piano, and right now they've also got a new exhibit on Saturday Night Live and their many talented musical guests. So you can see stuff from their skits and performances, and apparently it's the only place you can see SNL's entire performance archive. Check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to learn more about the music that connects us all. For more information, go to rockhall.com/exhibitions/SNL-50-years-music. Hey Yins, I have a favor to ask. CityCast is doing our annual listener survey, so we can hopefully tap into businesses and organizations interested in being part of our network. It helps them, and by extension us, to know who's clicking on our podcasts and whether you read the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. We really do want to be around for y'all for years to come, and little things like this help us get there. The survey itself takes about 7 minutes, and if you share your information at the end, which is totally optional, you'll be eligible to win a $250 Visa gift card plus some CityCast Pittsburgh swag. Take our annual survey at citycast.fm/survey. If you've already done it, thank you so much. We will be asking for a few more days. Now on to today's show. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh. We love a best list here at CityCast. We make them all the time. Best donuts, best Mexican, best pizza, and more. But finding the best restaurants, the best dishes in the city, it's such an enormous task. So we are tapping in someone who has done the research for Pittsburgh Magazine to give us her current favorites. So where the chefs go, the most splurge-worthy, the best bang for your buck, and so much more. It's Wednesday, August 13th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. I'm with Emily Catalano, a writer and journalist who runs the website Good Food Pittsburgh. Emily, it's so nice to meet you.
It is so nice to meet you, too. I'm a big fan.
We really do appreciate that. I feel like you either had a dream assignment for Pittsburgh Magazine or like the most stressful task ever because you got to recently anoint the 26 best restaurants in Pittsburgh. What was that like?
It was amazing, I have to say. It was definitely both. It was a dream assignment. And also, after I took it, like they called me and they said, hey, we're thinking of having you do this. Would you be interested in it? And immediately I was like, yes. And they were like, you want to think about it? And I said, no, I don't need to think about it. And then after I hung up, I was like, oh, no. Oh, this is going to be so much work.
It's a lot. It's so much work. I mean, what is the process of putting this list together? Because I know in the past it involved like a jury and there were like all these criteria. What is it like for you today?
So this is how I did it the first time. And as I'm moving forward and doing it for next year, this is sort of the same kind of process. But I have been writing about Pittsburgh food for such a long time. And so I felt fairly confident that I knew where to start. I had like a good list. So I just started in my mind listing off all the restaurants that I assumed would be a player on this list. And I sort of organized it into like my A list, my B list, my C list.
Oh.
And then I was like, now so I had to have a plan in place. And then I just started going out and trying them all. And
you just started eating.
I just started eating. And it was, I had this whole process for when I would go out. I would have, like my notes beforehand. I studied the menu, obviously. I decided what I wanted. And then afterward, I would sit in my car and I would like do a little voice memo. I had an entire like Excel spreadsheet with points. I had notes of everything. I took pictures of everything that I ate just so that I could like get myself back into that place when I was writing this and when I was deciding what restaurants were going to be on the list. I took it really seriously.
I mean, as you should. Like, it's a big mantle to declare something the best in a city, right? And I mean, you're talking about like an A, B, and C list. I feel like we should say like that was what, like over 80 restaurants? Am I remembering
Yeah,
right?
it ended up being about over 80 restaurants.
Like that's so much
And
eating. Did you get multiple dishes per restaurant?
so I would go out with somebody, and the rule it was which is lovely that like I was able to do this, and
You
so I
must have
would
been like the most popular friend in your
my
circles.
actually by the end, my family and my friends were like, "Ah, we're fine,
We don't need to go out anymore.
we're okay." So the rule was, if you were coming on one of these like restaurant quests with me, I would get to choose what I wanted to eat first, and I would choose my appetizer, my entree, my dessert, and then the person I was with could choose whatever they wanted as long as it was different. And I
Okay.
had to try whatever they had. And so if they were fine with those sort of like rules in place, then they can come and ride with me. It was great.
Well, how did you land where you did? Because, 26 restaurants, like, I mean, I guess you could have picked any number. Did you have like something kind of in mind, or are those just like the cream of the crop?
Well, so my editors at Pittsburgh Magazine, they were completely hands off, which was phenomenal. They were just like, you choose whatever you want. You can choose the number of restaurants you want. They didn't tell me what had to be on the list. They didn't tell me what couldn't be on the list. So I had complete editorial control, which was fantastic. And I sort of decided that I wanted the list to be between 20 and 25. But I was kind of going into it thinking, let me just see. Let's see how these restaurants go. And it ended up being 26 because I had 25 really fantastic restaurants. And then what happened was, on my original list very early on was Soju, which unfortunately Soju had a water pipe burst,
Yeah.
and they were shut down during this like during my deadline. And I just felt like I couldn't put them on the list while they were closed. And then at the very end of my deadline, they reopened, and I was like, I have to get them on the list. And so Pittsburgh Magazine very kindly allowed me to add another one. Yeah.
I mean, it's also such a high compliment, right? Like this Korean American restaurant, it's pretty small, it's pretty casual over
Yeah.
in Garfield. And you're like, no, we must break format to add them back. They have
I
to be here.
just felt like it's so good. And whenever something is so good, and what Simon's doing over there is super smart, and like it's such a great neighborhood gem. And I feel like we really need to reward good work in the world and people who are putting out really interesting things.
And might also just like need the boost coming off of like a massive maintenance issue.
You know, I it's funny, like I didn't really think of that, but I just felt like
Well,
it was
you
on
can't. You're the
my list.
judge. You're supposed to be the
Yeah.
impartial one. I can feel that way.
You can feel that way, certainly. Yeah.
Well, let's get into more of your recommendations. Of course, there are 26 that you can check out in Pittsburgh Magazine. So, what we're doing today, not comprehensive. If you want to check out that article, there'll be a link in our show notes. But we've made up some superlatives just for you, Emily. I'm curious, start us off on what to you was maybe the most surprising on the list. Like, I don't know, maybe something like from the B list or the C list that like rose to the top.
I will tell you a restaurant I was not expecting to like at all, and was not necessarily like dreading, but I certainly wasn't expecting this was going to be one of my all-time favorites.
It wasn't the first reservation you made?
It wasn't the first reservation. So EYV on the north side is a vegetarian restaurant, and I
Mm-hmm.
am a consummate meat eater and was not expecting to enjoy myself so much. And I just thought that it was one of my favorite evenings in Pittsburgh that year. What the chef owner is doing there is so smart, and he's really creative, and it was phenomenal. So I would send anybody there, if you're a vegetarian or not. If you are a vegetarian, you have like this lovely gem of a restaurant. But so that was very surprising to me.
Yeah, I'm also a meat eater. But EYV is so good. Their wine program is excellent. Their cocktails are
Yes.
really creative. They do the craziest things with carrots, and I say that like as a total compliment. Like I've never had a carrot dish there that didn't blow me away.
Truly fantastic stuff. And also, their salad, he does this like summer Pittsburgh salad, but it's all year, and so it changes frequently based on, like what is available. But it is so smart. It had these like dehydrated mushroom dirt crumbles on. Like, it was just incredible. It was something that I thought about a lot afterward. And I don't tend to often think about salads after I eat them. But it was really surprising in the best way.
Wonderful. What about the most unique, like a restaurant that's maybe offering something that you truly cannot get anywhere else in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so right now I would say the most unique is probably Fisk, which it might not be
Mm.
surprising to anybody because what they're doing over there is truly like they had this vision. They had this like Scandinavian fishy vision.
Yeah,
And
greasy fish is what
like
fat fisk
it is
means, I guess,
not
translates
it
to.
is not a cuisine that I am typically drawn to, I would say. But I love it. They are who they are. I always say that like when I go to Fetvic, I just always have such a great experience. I always feel like I am the least like I should not be there. I am the least cool person to ever grace their doorways, but I always feel so welcome and it's so cool and like kitschy and the food is phenomenal. I've never had a smoked mackerel that you know, it's just like what they're putting out. The lingonberries, they have it, the chicken dish, which I know that they focus on a lot of other dishes and like probably talking about the chicken dish is like the most basic thing, but the chicken dish that they have is truly one of like the most iconic 2025 Pittsburgh restaurant dishes that we have right now.
Today's show is brought to you by Overlook Maps. If you need an easier way to remember that amazing little cafe you found last summer or a perfect hiking spot that your friend told you about, I have good news for you. With Overlook Maps, special places never get lost again. You can create personal lists of places you've been or want to go, build your must-visit list for your next vacation, your favorite restaurants for nights out, or your getaway ideas when you need to escape. I have personally been DIYing this exact thing since I was in college using Google Maps, and y'all, that is not what Google is best at. My lists are kind of a mess, completely dependent on the notes I did or did not remember to write down at the time, and until now, it was my only way to record all the cool things I had done or wanted to do. I am so excited because Overlook Maps has solved for something I have wanted in my life for years. It's a way to remember, to categorize, to find the best spots for me and my crew because they have so many curated layers that you can check out, from Michelin guides to the New York Times and eater recommendations. You can even make your own private lists, keep your own secrets, or share with friends and collaborate about the places that you are most excited to check out as a group. You can even put in food preferences, and Overlook Maps will make the recommendations. And they have a routing feature that will tell you where you can eat in the direction that you are already headed. I have been begging the universe for this thing for so long, and Overlook Maps has delivered. Icing on the cake, there are no ads. No one's selling your data to advertisers, just amazing spaces and places organized exactly how you want them. Overlook Maps. Collect, organize, and share the places that matter to you. Download it for free at overlookmaps.com and check out overlookmaps.com/Pittsburgh to see some of our favorite spots on a map and in your pocket. Your places, your way.
Got any fun trips coming up? One thing you probably haven't put on your packing list is learning the language. But with Babbel, you can start talking in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. And I also just persuaded my friend who's going to France this fall to learn French with Babbel, but that is another story. Babbel's extremely fun and intuitive. It's like having a private tutor in your pocket. Handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel's lessons are voiced by real native speakers and built with science-backed cognitive tools and interactive features to fit any learning style. I love a lot of the different Babbel features. The Babbel games for sentence building, Babbel speech recognition, which helps me get the pronunciation right. And now I'm really into Babbel's word of the day, which greets me on the homepage of the app. Every day, a new word revealed like a little surprise with a sentence to help contextualize it. It's like a daily treat for me. Studies from Yale, Michigan State, and other leading universities continue to prove that Babbel works. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Look, I want you to learn another language. So I'm teaming up with Babbel to gift you 55% off subscriptions, but only for CityCast listeners at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
What about the most flawless execution? So like just meal that is perfection start to finish.
So I have not had a bad experience at Lilith's. I am a huge fan of the chef owners there, Jamilka Borges and Diane DeStefano, who runs the pastry program, and they own it, and they have really made this spot their own. I've been following their careers and writing about them for years, and walking into Lilith is such a great experience, and it is so, what they offer is just true hospitality from start to finish. And it's not that like cold, flawless execution. It is just, you are like warmly embraced as a guest. It feels like you're in their home. And I've never had a negative experience on any level there. And the food is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about like just the warmth. Like, I mean, a lot of their branding is like hot pink, right? And like sort of bubble letters. The thing that sticks out to me is like thinking back about their menu, like they list the farms that they work with right at the top of it. Like before you get to look at the food, you see the farms, which I feel like sort of speaks to their commitment level, right? Also, I just got a shout out that as we're recording this, they have a pistachio cake on their menu that is truly one of a kind. It is so good.
The last time I was there, I had a baked Alaska, which
I would never order that, ever.
I would never order it, except I'll eat anything that Diane puts out. Like, she's amazing. But I ordered this baked Alaska sort of like on a whim, like as a joke, like, ha ha ha, this is going to be, it was amazing. I think about it all the time.
I never got it, but I had friends that had this thing. It was like rhubarb and bee pollen. Like I remember the pictures, actually, now that you're talking about it. It was truly extra.
Yeah, it really is. And they're like super smart in the way that they present food. Also, just getting back to like the way that they have trained their staff to really treat guests. And it feels like they are very much focused on making sure that each guest has just like a truly great experience. And I love Lilith.
Yeah, the service component is always really fun and like a cherry on top for sure. Actually, let's stick to service here. What is the chefiest restaurant to you? Like the place where the chefs go on their off day? Like who's serving up?
I talk to so many chefs. I mean, I talk to chefs all the time, but for this piece, I talk to so many chefs. And that is one question that I ask with hands down. Dish Osteria is, if a chef has a night off, they're heading to Dish. They think that this is the absolute best restaurant in Pittsburgh, the place to go. I tend to agree. I think what they have done, what they have created, just a phenomenal spot with, I can't even talk enough about it.
You're going speechless talking about it. Well, it's Italian food. It's on the South Side. I mean, what is it because Pittsburgh has so many Italian spots and many of them are so good. What is it about Dish that you think like elevates it like a step above?
So the owner is from Italy, and he was telling me about growing up in southern Italy and how, it has just really impacted the way that he shares food. And that was because every single day he grew up with his grandmother, and every single day he would go out and get the best produce that was available, because he knew that if he wasn't bringing home the best, his grandmother would not accept it. He'd have to go back out and get it.
High standards from a young age. Got it.
Shrimp. Yes, everything, the best cuts of meat. Everything had to be like she knew, and she taught him everything that he knows. And so I think that just like this love of cooking, this like joy of creating something that is using really quality ingredients, fantastic. I really had like tremendous meals there. Actually, so Dish, not only is it like a chef's favorite restaurant, but after I completed this project and had been to all of these restaurants, I sort of like had to take a step back from going out for a little bit.
Do you need to eat in like some simple meals at home?
I cannot have somebody come up and ask me what I want to eat tonight. I could not do it anymore. But after a couple of weeks of that, I was ready to get back out there. And that was my first place that I had to go back to. I was like, where I can go anywhere. Where should I go? Let's go to Dish. So it really is. It's such a gem.
I feel like I have a sense of where maybe this next one's going to go just because it's new and it's everybody's talking about it here in Pittsburgh, but you might surprise me. So which restaurant do you think is maybe the most splurge worthy, like the special one on a separate list, perhaps?
Yeah. So it's interesting because, I was really curious about the cost of all of these meals, and it actually did factor into what I was writing about it and what restaurants I actually chose. And so going out to eat is an expensive prospect for even just like going out with two people and wanting to have like maybe a glass of wine each, maybe a cocktail each.
I've always thought just like here in Pittsburgh, like just like the $1 sign to the $3 sign, like having a sense of what to expect in Pittsburgh for that kind of thing is like, it's different. I feel like it's different than some other cities.
No, absolutely. But even, like prices have risen, costs of goods have risen, cost of labor has risen. So like you're committing an investment if you go out to eat. I would say the splashiest place and the most expensive place obviously is One by Spork.
That was my guess, only because everybody's talking about it, right? Like, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's nearly $300 before you get to gratuity. Yeah. There's pairings as well. Like it is a commitment if you're going to go have a meal like that.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of food. So I had a really great
10 courses for that price, we should say.
And drinks. And so by the end, I mean, like I remember having that meal and I think it was like course 8. And I was like, I'm done. Like I am
your whole face just shifted
out of this. I know. But then he rolled out a filet mignon or something. And I was like, I'm back in. I can do this. I did it. I ate everything. It was like, that was the turn. I just had to have a good piece of like Kobe beef or something in front of me. And it was fine.
I'm picturing you like doing like the quintessential James Brown, like I'm out, put the robe on you and then you're back in,
Put me back in, coach. I know. I think I took my mom to that one and she was like, I can't do this anymore. So I think I ended up finishing like some of hers too. I mean, I can really put food away.
You've had a lot of practice now.
I've had to. But yeah, so it's such a unique concept. I'm a big fan of Chris. I was a big fan of Spork originally.
Yeah, OG Spork was excellent, but and also kind of a special occasion, place.
Yeah. You also couldn't really get out of OG Spork without spending like $300 if you were going to get like
all the things that Spork had to offer.
I mean, truly, like if you were going to enjoy yourself and like have a great, meal out with like a wine or two. Mm-hmm. So One by Spork, I am super curious to see what happens with the restaurant. I think that it was an excellent experience. I will definitely be back. But I'm curious to see. So Chris told me, the chef owner told me that he does not want it to be a special occasion restaurant. He wants it to be a place where people feel like they can go a few times a year and have that, instead of like going to dinner and a show, have that be their night out, because it is sort of like dinner and a show. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a fan of what they're doing. I think that what they're doing is really incredibly smart. They play with their food in such a unique way, which isn't, I don't think every restaurant should be playing with their food in this way, but this is what he does. He loves molecular gastronomy. He loves freezing things and rehydrating things and burning things and, reanimating everything. And so I think that there is a place for it in Pittsburgh, and I'm always excited to see what he's doing next. I wouldn't bet against him, I think.
Yeah, I think that feels fair. Well, let's go to the flip side, right? If that's our one we'll splurge for, what is maybe the best bang for your buck among your list of Pittsburgh's best restaurants?
Oh gosh. So among my list, I really, really tried to spread it out as evenly as possible. I wanted to
You mean
have
price-wise?
Price-wise, yeah. Obviously you're going to have like the most expensive restaurant in Pittsburgh. But I also wanted to have some options that were not just special occasion restaurants that people can go to regularly. And my favorite, I love Wythe County Cafe on the north side. They not only have like fantastic breakfasts, they've created this like wonderful community space where people can come and gather, and like it's just such a lovely place for the neighborhood. But they also have one of the very best burgers in the city. You wouldn't think, but like,
yeah, my face just twitched because I was just talking about like apparently I've not had like even like half the number of the good burgers. Like I keep seeing people talk about burgers on Reddit, and I'm like, okay, I haven't had any of these.
We'll go out on a burger tour. I could eat like 3 burgers in a day.
Yeah.
So I mean, we will go out.
You sound like you're joking, but I'm for real. We should actually do this.
Yes, absolutely. But Wise County Cafe has one of my favorite burgers, and they have great lunch options. They have like a tremendous chicken salad sandwich too.
Also one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Like a ham hock, like bean soup, which is, yeah. So like I truly, I think that's a great place. Also, like if you're going to go on like more of like the less expensive side, you can feed like a family of 5 for under $100 at the Speckled Egg and have like more food than you would ever be able to eat. I'm a big fan of the Speckled Egg too.
Yeah, and Speckled Egg, am I right? There's a couple of locations for that one too.
There's 2. There's one downtown, which is like sort of like the smaller.
It's like in a hotel, kind of like in a hallway, sort of.
I'm trying to remember the name of like the building, but it has left my mind. And then they have one on Southside Flats, which is big, and you can make reservations for that one. So you can get like a prime, 10 a.m. Saturday brunch reservation, and you're golden.
Yeah, I looked it up. Union Trust Building. I couldn't remember the name either. Union Trust.
Union Trust, yes.
Well, I know you're getting ready. Well, at least I think you're getting ready to start researching for the next year. Like fitting in 80 reservations is a time commitment.
I'm in it right now, yeah.
Yeah. Are there any new spots that you're excited to try? Not saying that no promises. They may not make the list, but stuff that is on your radar now.
Yes. So there's a few things. I'm really looking forward to a couple new openings. Amboy, which is Rafael Vincenzo's restaurant, which is going to be, he does Filipino food. I'm such a huge fan of his work.
We had him on the show ages ago when he just had his urban farm up in the hilltop. I'm so stoked for him. I cannot wait to try this food, and I'm in a real brick and mortar. He's doing the thing.
Every pop-up, if you can ever go to one of his pop-ups, go. It's such an amazing experience. I can't wait to see what he puts together. I have not yet been to Pom Pom because I like to give restaurants a little bit of breathing room, but I'm excited to check them out.
The vibes are top notch, truly great. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And they're doing, as we're recording this anyway, they're doing tours of the kitchen if you go check it out, which is just a nice extra on the service front. Really like the cocktails. Wine list was very pared down, but nice. I was a fan.
Pom Pom I'm interested in. I am also interested in what Chilla Thackeray is going to be doing in Lawrenceville. She has a new restaurant that's going to be opening up, I believe, in the fall. I am really excited for the potential reopening of Poulet Bleu, which has been one of my favorite restaurants in Pittsburgh since they opened, and then they've been closed for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I saw signs up in Lawrenceville, so it looks like we're close, maybe.
I've seen signs before, so we'll see.
I know. My fingers, all the fingers are crossed.
That's the thing with restaurants. There are so many factors to think about, and there are so many things that they have to, go through in order to open or reopen. So who knows? But those are a few places that I am looking forward to seeing. And then I'm also very open to suggestions. After the list was published, I got a number of suggestions. Usually they are places that were on the list or that, I did try, but
they made the long list.
I'll try anything. They made the long list. I'll try anything. So if anybody has suggestions, I'll take them.
Well, Emily, actually, if anybody does want to send you a note, how can they get in touch?
I think probably the best way to email me is emily@goodfoodpittsburgh.com. And I will respond to every email I get. I always do. I love a cold email. I think you meet the best people through cold emails.
I can't wait to see what you try next and what you recommend. Emily, thank you so much for joining us here on CityCast Pittsburgh.
Thank you for having me.
That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. And a fun reminder, if you need a little push out the door, it is restaurant week here in Pittsburgh. So places all over the city will have special menus, usually 3 or 4 courses. One of Emily's picks for top restaurants, EYV, is on the list too. Check them out, and I really do mean it. Do not sleep on the carrot dishes. We will be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. We'll talk to you soon. That feels so type A in a really hilarious way.
Well, I wanted to be able to try as many dishes as possible.
Of course.
And so,
I mean, even just like in my own household, like we do not order the same dishes. Even if we want the same things, like we have to go halvesies, like it's required.
that's so funny. I'm typically not like that. Like if I'm just going out for a casual meal, but I took it as, I took it as a job. I took it as this is me working. And so if you want, to have some fun and come out for this like meal with me, you're also going to have to kind of play by the rules a little bit.